So how are you, Mr. Raj?
Yes, very good, Aditi. Pumped up, looking at what has happened in COVID,
Yes.
as, fresh opportunity, to look at ourselves and, make those relevant changes. So, that's what we are doing.
Well, that makes one of us because I'm just lazing about. That's all I'm doing.
Really? Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for 100 hours, 100 stars. And it is our initiative. It is the longest running tribute to COVID fighters, the longest non-stop tribute to COVID fighters.
Uh-huh.
And with this initiative, we aim to generate maximum donations for PM Cares Fund, which is, of course, I'm sure you're aware, a dedicated national fund.
Yes.
With objective of raising money for distressed events like
Yes.
pandemic that we are all fighting. And
Yes.
we would request all the viewers to click on the link which is available at the bottom of this video, or scan the QR code. And once the window opens, then just proceed to continue, fill in your details and the amount that you want to contribute, and then proceed. And we should all be thankful for all the people who are fighting tirelessly.
Yeah.
2.2 million healthcare workers, 1.4 million police personnel, and I don't know how many sanitation workers and many more. Would you like to say something to them, Mr. Raj, a message for all these people?
Oh, yes, a big salute to them. I would say, see, my opinion about, police has completely changed. I was one of those regular guys who thought that, police, is like this, is like that. A big salute to all of them. They have been working tirelessly. They have been extremely kind, raising sun, and they are right there and, helping each one of us, very politely telling people, to, maintain social distancing. When I've seen police being so considerate, right? So we have a very different image, but I think, what they have done, completely changes the paradigm. It is police for people now.
Very
Okay.
true, Mr. Raj. And not just police for people. I mean, in my area, I see these police PCR vans taking rounds and, of course, advising people to be home. And they're carrying buckets of food for all the stray animals.
Yes, yes,
So this
absolutely. And,
it's
so
very
many videos you see, where police people, while they are having their lunch, they have shared the lunch with other people. They see poor people there. They go out of their way. See, I have seen at least multiple people, multiple police people spending out of their pocket, for this lesser brethren. Which I think is extremely nice. I think one of the beautiful takeaways which is there, with this COVID is, the behavior of police all over, behavior of sanitation workers who tirelessly look at the doctors. I tell you, they are real gods. This is,
absolutely.
to see a god today, you just see a doctor, you are seeing the god, right? They are the living god, is what I would say.
That is truly, that's truly the sentiment that everybody is sharing right now. And with the 100 hours, 100 stars, that is absolutely what we plan to do. We want to give a big thanks to everybody who's out there, big shout out to them. And with 100 hours, 100 stars, we're bringing in movie makers, we're bringing music artists, we're bringing industrialists, startup honchos, and of course, we have you, Mr. Raj. And for those who are like, Mr. Raj's special, what is Mr. Raj's specialty? Well, it is BDLR, if I'm not getting it right. It is BGLR, benefits, gifting, loyalty, and rewards, right? Something that makes all of us happy when we make any purchase online.
Yes, yes.
So Mr. Raj is with the ZAGGLE network. Tell us everything about ZAGGLE. What is ZAGGLE?
Okay, so ZAGGLE is, basically a payments company, a digital payments company, okay, and we help, digitize corporate processes, okay. So wherever you can link, a process which has to be digitized along with a payment, there is where we come in. We have about, but we also do, through prepaid cards. We have about 4.5 million prepaid cards in the market. We have about 3,500 corporates with whom we work. So we do what you call as a expense management solution. We do corporate gifts and rewards, and we also do, something which is called the incentives and rewards. Okay? So these are the three categories which we basically cater to, and digitizing spends to unlock business potential is what is our tagline.
So how did you come up with ZAGGLE? This is something really cool. How did this happen?
So, see, honestly, we were trying to figure out, a name which is catchy, a name which is nice, name which people will not, forget. So we said, okay, what is the antidote to haggle? Okay. So the antidote to haggle is zaggle. So, why haggle, when you can zaggle?
Dragon. You know,
So
you
that's
even,
the idea.
not that I ever needed any incentive to make a purchase online, but yes, you definitely give me another push that I will definitely get some rewards. So thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure, Aditi.
Right now in quarantine, in lockdown, most of us are doing all the chores at home, and I'm sure you're no different to that. So whenever whenever you are asked to do something at home, let's say you're asked to cook or clean up, do you say, I can give you rewards if you do it for me? Is that how it's happening?
So, I do it all the time. So I give them extra. I tell them that, I'll give you extra if you do
Yeah,
this for me.
I could sense it. I could sense it. I want to know, how is it? How is the scene at home? What is happening at home?
Fortunately, we have in-house help. Okay, so which does, because and they stay within the house. So so there is help little bit that way. But I'll tell you, what I have done is, utilize this opportunity to the maximum. See, I always used to ask my MD and CEO, saying that, can I take 3 months off? Okay, and I yeah, so I've been always been, the last 2 3 years I've been asking that, I want to get back to, shape. I want to, do something, and just give me 2 3 months away. And I don't know, maybe he prayed for me, and we somehow we thought that, okay, this pandemic has come, which is, in my opinion, not a very good scenario overall, but to a lot of individuals, okay, it is giving them time to think about their lives, right? So it is right now the opportunity for us to relook, okay, take a relook at our lives, see what we need to change, how do we need to change, right? The basic stuff. So, one thing which everybody craves for is freedom. Okay, you take away everything, but don't take away my freedom, right? And now what has happened is that the freedom, for the benefit of the larger good, has been taken away, right? And that has been taken away so that, one could, yeah,
Yes, let's come out stronger and healthier on the other side, of course.
so what do you do? So what I did with myself was that, I did about 275 kilometers in last 1 month. Okay, so I said, this is what I need to do. I need to make sure that, I lose at least X number of kgs. I become more healthier. Start overall, looking at life in a different manner, because I have the whole 24 hours with me, right? And there is only that much I can do. So I save time on, travel. I save time on a lot of things. Okay. So, biggest advantage I took was that, I'm just, what do you call that, little retweaking in my life, which I always wanted to, but was never able to do. Okay. So I just asked myself, I said, will I be a better me once I come out of this COVID or not? Right. And that's a question I think a lot of us are asking, ourselves. And then I realized that, I can definitely come out a better me. So I'm working on my emotional quotient, I'm working on my mental quotient, I'm working on my health quotient, I'm working on my, to become more, empathetic towards the larger, society. And, I need to definitely, when I started, I realized the first thing is, help yourself to help others. Right?
Yeah.
Typically in a flight, they tell you, right, flight is going down. Okay, first wear the mask and then help others. So that's what I've been doing. Okay, and I've clocked some phenomenal figures. I'm averaging about 4,000 calories, a day. I'm burning 4,000 calories a day, and I tell you, I've never been more happier with myself. Of course, when I look outside, I, feel that, we could do a lot more for the society, and which we are doing, which we are definitely, especially I'm leading a lot of efforts, on that side.
Mr. Raj, I have to ask you, you have sprouted many startups, and now you're working on yourself. Clearly, a very sincere person. Have you always been like this? Have you always been the kind of person who is a parent's favorite?
No, oh my God, my parents are, no more. But otherwise, if you were to ask them, they would just tell you that, the black sheep of the family. Not at all sincere, always the naughty guy. I was the general secretary of the Mandal Commission. My father used to literally chide me for doing that, and he said, we are typical South Indian family. You understand, South Indians are a little bit, what do you call, more academic oriented, so if I may say so, and middle class families want to do well in life, right?
Of course, of course. My God, somehow I just cannot imagine you being like that. Zaggle is not the only one that you have done. You have helped with many other businesses as well. So
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, considering that you have this plethora of experience and knowledge, right now many startups are worried because of the situation, because of the way finance has not been flowing in, economy is getting a little disrupted. What would be your advice to them?
So, one thing, Aditi, which is in my opinion, which is which is the base standing, is in times of, fear and greed, okay, wolves come out, okay. So, in the time of, these are the fear and greed times, and typically every person is becoming a wolf. Okay, so wolf have certain personality. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में, CR has got this kind of personality. They smell opportunities, right? And I tell you, the best time to build a business is this. You can never find a better time. When I started my, the first company after coming back from US, it was in 2000, 2001. When the entire NASDAQ bust had just evaporated jobs, there was no business. And, I went from strength to strength because I could hire cheaper, right? I got more opportunity with my customers. They were willing to give me time and listen to me. I built relationships. I never sold. I never sold at these times. I just went, said hello, did a small talk, but they remembered me because I did not go there to sell. So that's what helped me to build long-term relationships. So my advice to entrepreneurs would be, don't ever be disappointed with this kind of market. Take this as an opportunity, become a wolf. Smell opportunity, act fear and greed both. Right now you may be fearful, but also become greedy. If you become greedy right now, you are going to make tons and tons of progress. Could be material, could be spiritual, could be anything, but you will make progress. So be greedy as possible right now for yourself, and be as fearful as one can be. So maintain social distancing, maintain, whatever you need to do.
You're making being greedy sound so good, Mr. Raj. Really, I've never felt better about being greedy. Like, yes, we should be greedy. And I feel that I can smell that probably you are wolfing around right now. Have you already come up with new ideas for new startups in this time?
Oh yes, oh yes. We are absolutely right there. We are talking to a couple of companies to acquire them. We are looking at an opportunity to, disinvest some of our own stock. The pricing is good. Okay, so we are looking at, starting 3 different lines of businesses. So, Aditi, we are right there. We are right there means we are right there. We are trying to see as much, benefit as we can take, from this situation. While we are doing our social angle, we are also concerned about the economic angle. Okay, and, and see, one thing, Aditi, you would know that, world is very unapologetic about things. Okay, they don't care, what happens to you. Okay, while all our leaders would make those sympathetic statements, but ultimately you have to fend for yourself, right? While all these champions are doing their job, we have to do our job as business people, and we have to come up with new models, new opportunities, see that wherever we find somebody who is possibly a good fit for us, we are going to acquire them.
Now, I really want to pick your brain on this and make a game about this thing. I have never done this. Honestly, I'm just thinking on my toes here. But if it could be a game coming up with a startup, how would like if it could be like a maths problem? These are your things, come to a solution. Could you give me a startup idea like that? Look at these things, come up with this. How do you even come up with ideas, man? Like, how does it happen?
Yeah, so I would say, tons and tons of ideas right now. Just look at it, okay? Just I'll tell you, one very, very quick idea. Okay. See, mask is going to become your accessory. Okay. Mask is going to become your accessory, whether you like it or no. COVID is not going to go anywhere for at least 1.5 years. Okay. So it is going to remain there, right? Now, if you were to launch a designer mask, okay, just giving you a startup idea, just a designer mask, okay, and say that, we'll come up with something which is very, very design oriented. Could be a great opportunity. You start up something digital, okay, do a whole process like, imagine, Aditi, typically we would have done this interview in person, we would have done, this like, or on, this thing, but today we are doing it digitally. How fast have we adapted? How fast? Look at it. Work from home is becoming a norm. TCS came up with a, statement saying by 2025, 75% of the population, 75% of TCS employees would be working from home. So what is happening is that this humans are extremely adaptable, right? They are, they will adapt to any situation. So for us, the startup, you could just launch multiple ideas around digital space. Okay, just think about launching something where it could be auto video, for example, right? So you do digital, it uses AI, it uses all your ML in terms of creating a video, and you can shoot off the video, because video is becoming more and more popular, right? So a digital video where you don't have to do much could be a great game right now. Okay, just virtual playing. Okay, so like online poker or online chess or online these are all great ideas right now to look at it, right? So you could quickly come up with such ideas and do it.
And talking about games, how about you and I play one? All right, so I'll give you a word and you have to make a nice, fancy, creative question for that. Like if I say, if I say couch, so the question could be, where is one found these days during quarantine? The answer is, of course, so I've given you the answer.
Yeah.
So my first word to you is Master Chef.
Okay, so for Master Chef, my quick question would be, only found digitally. So there is no Master Chef you can actually go and meet. So the question is, where would you find a Master Chef? Okay, so it's digitally found, right?
Of course, and these days everybody is a digital Master Chef. Yes. Everyone is a Master Chef, which is of course a good thing. People are doing good things with their time.
Lovely recipes, huh? Lovely recipes. You're seeing homemade recipes, huh?
And I'm telling you one thing, Mr. Raj, I'm keeping track of all those people who are making these good things, because I'm not making anything. I'm just writing their names down. I'm visiting all these people once the lockdown is over. That's my plan.
Oh, that's fantastic.
My second word for you is apple.
Okay. I would say, who is the apple of your eye?
No, but that uses the word apple.
That uses the word apple. Okay. So what's in a pie?
Oh, what's in a pie? Yeah. Okay, all right. That is interesting. People will get so many. Okay. I thought you would say, what is that fruit which sells for millions now?
Yeah. That is a beautiful one. You're much more creative than me, Aditi.
I wish I had the creativity which you had, like seriously, to come up with ideas the way you have come up with ideas. I was watching something, or I read it somewhere, that, when you say, Kash, ye cheez hoti, that is a startup idea there.
Yep.
Right. And I thought that was a beautiful definition.
Yes, absolutely.
So apart from all these things that you're doing, like you're keeping yourself on a calorie chart and you're going for walks, what else are you doing? Are you reading a lot? Because, well, you brought together so many authors for Made in Hyderabad.
Right. Yes, I'm reading a lot. In fact, Aditi, that is one of my favorite hobbies. I love, I read a lot, means, number of books which I read and devour is like just, unimaginable. Okay, so I'm a voracious reader. So the other things which I'm doing is I'm involved in a lot of social causes. I'm looking at, about 14 odd villages in Telangana where we are seeing that, everybody sleeps when they go to sleep, they are well fed. So, we are working with quite a few MLAs, few district collectors, few police people to see and figure out that, where there is an opportunity where we could contribute. We are also working with a lot of companies in their CSR efforts. So we are now working with Delhi Police, sitting in Hyderabad, seeing that, what we could do for Delhi. And some of the DCPs in Delhi are extremely well educated. They understand what needs to be done. Their passion to help people is just amazing. And we are working with some of them to help them out, with the basic necessities. Then the other thing which I have also done, is which I'm really proud of, is that there was a factory, which has the ability to produce hydrochloroquine, hydroxychloroquine. So that is something which I got it started, for them to make that HCPQS tablets. So that's a great stuff. So the company was more or less, the factory was more or less defunct. Okay, and then we got it revived in 3-4 days, and now it is in production. So that's a great thing.
For all this that you're doing, Mr. Raj, what is the BGLR that you want for yourself? What are the benefits, gifts, and loyalty and reward points that you want?
So, the only thing is, as in our Hindu culture, we say that, Chitragupta is looking upstairs, downstairs and seeing that, where should I put additions and, minuses. So I would want him to take a look at my, what we are doing and see, and accordingly give me a plus or a minus.
Wow, you really thought about it a lot, I think. You're taking this time to think about it.
Doing some of these stuff, and we are also asking some of the celebrities to come forward, help people. See, this is the giving time, huh? So this is the giving time, and India, India, if you really look at it, though naturally gives, but at this point of time, it is you give as much you can give, right? Is whether it is time, whether it is money, it is resources, it's products, it's your ability, your thinking capability, do all of that. And and I don't want to mention specifically one particular state, but our chief minister here is thinking on his feet. Okay, so he's asking all the right questions. Our IT minister is like going just out of the way and asking all entrepreneurs to come forward and see that Telangana as a state is able to fight. And if one state fights, then all states fight, and the nation will win, right? And that's what is our philosophy. Our PM is leading right from the front, and we as citizens can do what we can do. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H things, and all of that, I wanting to do. God has been kind, so I have some extra resources which I want to share with people, and whether it is time, thinking, money, or coming up with some of these ideas, getting people together, and use COVID to defeat COVID.
Yes, that is very well said. Use COVID to defeat COVID. I have to ask you now, now that we're looking for a happier future ahead, what is the future for BGLR? How is it going to upgrade itself?
So, what's the beauty for, BGLR is, overall, if you look at, people have started spending less. Okay, so this is all of us know that, in times of majburi, it is Mahatma Gandhi whom we remember. So, that's why we have, spent less and less, right? The moment this COVID opens, right? Okay. So India is going to see a V-shaped recovery. Okay. Irrespective, everybody has their own thoughts, but I think, India is looking forward to a V-shaped, and when it is V-shaped, that means the spending will increase, the opportunity, for us, okay, being in the benefits, in the payment space, in digitization of workspace, we are the ones who are going to benefit the most. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we have sent out about 67 job requests. Okay, that means 67 is our hiring plan for for the next quarter, okay, or the current quarter, right?
Wow.
So that is something which excites us, because we are thinking new products, we are thinking new technology. We just hired a CTO, and then we are looking forward to future with I can't even tell you it's so much bigger, because we are so ready to embrace the future. Okay, and I know that this is going to take some time, but we are ready and we want to take this opportunity. So if you ask me, is the fox out? Yes, the fox is out hunting.
The fox is out and jumping and hunting. Yes, my gosh, I wish I had 1% of your vigor. So you've already told me the plans that you have for your business once this whole situation gets better. But what is the first thing you will do personally once this lockdown is over?
So the first thing which I want to do is, to be very honest, I'll tell you, I'll go to my favorite restaurant and eat a full plate of biryani.
Oh, now you and I are on the same plate. We are on the same plate. Absolutely. Your plate has biryani. Mine has a lot of pasta in it.
So that is what I'm missing. I'm missing that big time.
Yeah, and I don't think somebody at home is going to like this very much. Oh, really? Really, you're missing that food? Have you learned something to cook during this quarantine?
No, I am a good cook otherwise as well.
Oh,
Very, very good
I
cook.
know. How would I know? How would we know, Mr. Raj? We have to, of course, have it once this.
Yeah, आप चलो हम आपको किचन में कुकिंग करके दिखाते हैं.
Array, this is nice. Then make a video, become the digital master chef, and we shall cook. And I will write down your name in my list. That yes, I'm going to visit Mr. Raj as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It has been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for becoming a part of 100 Hours, 100 Stars, the longest tribute to COVID fighters. And well, I'm sure that you join me in saying this thing, that watch more of 100 Hours, 100 Stars, and please click on the link below, scan the QR code, donate to PM Cares Fund, with as the objective of catering to such situations of distress like the pandemic that is at hand, COVID-19.
Yes, absolutely. And, wish all the viewers, to come out of COVID very soon, maintain social distance, help PM Modi to help ourselves.
Yes. Thank you so much. While going, can I check how good you are at tongue twisters? Are you good at them? Because you read a lot and you do a lot of stuff. You're running around.
I'll give it a try.
Okay, so which one do you want to pick? The she sells seashells at the seashore, or she stitches shirts for soldiers? I've given you.
Stitches shirts for soldiers.
Really? Okay, give it 5 times without stopping.
Okay, she stitches shirts for soldiers. 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 She stitches shirts for soldiers 5 times.
Is this Mr. Raj? Is there anything you cannot do? This is not fair. This is the one I fumble on the most. My God, it has been lovely knowing you, talking to you, meeting you. Thank you so much.
So much, Aditi. It has been a great pleasure, and I wish the program a big success. Please donate more and more.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. This is 100 Hours, 100 Stars, the biggest non-stop tribute to COVID-19 warriors. And with this initiative, we are aiming to generate maximum donations for PM Cares Fund, which is a national dedicated fund with objectives of dealing with extreme distress events like the pandemic, which is at hand, which we are fighting. And of course, people can click on the link which is mentioned below at the of the video, or they can scan the QR code. And once the window opens, they should proceed to follow, and they should put in their names, fill in their details, and of course, amount they want to contribute, and then proceed to make the donation. Because there are 2.2 million healthcare workers, 1.4 million police personnel, and I don't know how many sanitation workers and others who are fighting tirelessly. And with this initiative, we are bringing you 100 hours of movie stars, filmmakers, industrialists, fitness experts, startup enthusiasts, everybody who you should know about. And today I have a very special person, Mr. Vishal Gondal. Hi, how are you? He is a fitness expert. He is the father of Indian video games. We will get to that. That is a very interesting thing. And well, he's the founder of GOQii. A lot of things. How old are you? How much to achieve it?
Well, all I can say is that you always have to be young at heart. And the way to be young at heart is always be a student and always be a learner. And I've been a learner all my life. In fact, we were talking about the headstand. Somebody challenged me that I cannot do that. And I learned doing a headstand on my own in 3 months.
In 3 months, you did it. I mean, I think I will take 3 months just to gather the courage of dreaming about it that, one day, with these Skype video interviews that we're doing, I'm just seeing the effect of quarantine on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've become so round that you cannot differentiate the height and width from height and width on me now. So yeah, I think somebody should challenge me so that I also get that motivation. How do you get motivated for fitness? Just because somebody challenged you?
So, like I said, that I think with COVID-19, one thing people have realized that all the money you may have, all the wealth you may have, it's of absolutely no use. Today, the only way to protect yourself is by having good health. And I think immunity, which we talk about, is what is immunity? It is nothing but your lifestyle, which includes your food habits, your sleeping habits, your nutrition, your workout, etc. So today, when we talk about in the future, when we talk about billionaires and we'll say Forbes list of people who have most money, all that lists are going to be not of any more use. We're now talking of people who have good health and who have the highest level of immunity. Yeah. So I think it's a lifestyle change. And in my case, my story, to kind of put it in a nutshell, I started India's biggest gaming company. I was a national volleyball player, fit and athletic, but gaming company ended up, India Games ended up becoming the biggest games company, but I was 130 kilos and I became a volleyball myself. So it was a big challenge. And that's when I decided that, I need to get fit. And then I bought wearables, I joined the gym, I did diets and nothing worked. And the reason it was not working is because I used to do it for a few weeks and then get busy again and travel.
What I go through as well. So how did it change?
So it changed is when I met a local coach who told me, WhatsApp me every day, whatever you're eating, photo leke bhejo. Tell me what you're doing and I'll tell you what to do. I said, okay, let's try it. And he used to message me, today you ate this, now abhi ek kaam karo, 5 surya namaskar karo, abhi aapne ye kiya, to ye karo. So he used to constantly give me feedback. And that is when, in fact, 2011 is when I started my journey. And now I have done 14 half marathons, 4 ultra marathons. I was on Everest Base Camp. And I was able to make a lifestyle change. And actually, I'm going to tell you the secret of that. The secret of a lifestyle change is not data or information, it is motivation. I think what people lack is motivation. And if you have the motivation, you can achieve anything. And in fact, in today's world, everybody out there, all the best courses in the world are available for free. University of Harvard, Stanford, IIT, all courses are for free. You can go and do it. What people lack is the motivation. And the best example of motivation is what I give people is, and we talk about, since Ramayana and Mahabharata are playing on television,
yes,
you can really see Dronacharya, right? Eklavya learned the art of archery by just having a putla of Dronacharya put across.
Yes.
That was his motivation. So the point really is that you don't need to be physically in a classroom, in an office, in a gym, anywhere. Your mind can imagine you to be wherever you are. And if you have the right motivation, you can achieve whatever you feel like achieving. I think that's really the secret to success.
So was it this motivation that even led to finding of GOQii? How did
and that was the idea, right? So when I saw that, the idea was that ye sab faltu gym vim ka koi fayda nahi hai. What you need is a coach. What you need is a guide who tells you what to do. And that's when I combined wearable devices with health coaches. And that's how we created the GOQii model, where we said that what you pay for is a subscription service. And remote coaching we launched in 2014. Remote workouts हमने तब से चालू किया. आज सब लोग remote workout कर रहे हैं. And believe me, we have data that remote workout is more effective than the real world workout, because that cuts away all the faltu things which you have to go to the gym, talk to 20 other people. So here you can, if you just focus into 20 minutes of workout, that's better than going to a gym and spending 1 hour, because you are focused on doing it. Another thing and another hack actually for everybody out there. So the crux of motivation, how do you get motivated and how do you lose motivation? That comes from what is called willpower.
Yeah.
And सब लोग बोलते हैं अरे मेरे में willpower बहुत कम है. Correct? सब लोग बोलते हैं मेरे में willpower बहुत कम है. मैंने भी यही बोला था, आप भी यही बोल रही हैं. But willpower actually is a muscle which can be exercised and improved and made more stronger. And the secret to make it more stronger is to reduce the number of decisions you take in your life every day. So let me give you an example. We were talking that why do I wear red t-shirt?
Nobody's ever told me this thing that willpower is a muscle that can be made stronger. I've heard it for the first time, and it sounds very happy.
And the way you do it is by reducing the number of decisions you take. And let me give you an example. I decided 5 years back I'm only going to wear red t-shirts and red shoes. That's it. So I don't have any other color clothes. The only reason I don't have red pants is because my wife would kill me otherwise. But so I have simplified my life with clothes. I only have 5 t-shirts, and that's it. I don't have to worry forever on what clothes to wear. And people spend days and hours and shop so much of different kinds of clothes and patterns. The point really is that it is utilizing your decision making willpower.
Yeah.
The second thing, what you eat for breakfast. Every day people are worried about मैं क्या खाऊं. For me, for several years, my only breakfast is what is called bulletproof coffee, which is coffee, black coffee with butter or ghee. You add 2 spoons of ghee in that coffee. It tastes outstanding. I know it sounds yucky, but people out there, try. If you have not tried bulletproof coffee, you're missing something in life.
Is this a self-made dish? Delicacy coffee? Like what?
No, bulletproof coffee is being very popular. It's actually the old trend when started by the Tibetan monks where they used to drink butter tea.
Butter tea,
so
yes.
Modified it to bulletproof coffee. And the best thing about bulletproof coffee is that I have it like at 8 or 9 in the morning. And then I directly have lunch. So I do intermittent fasting. So I don't eat in the morning. My breakfast is this bulletproof coffee. Then I have lunch at 1, dinner at 8, and that's it. Then I basically do fasting of 8, 16 and 8. So 8 hours from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. is my eating window. When I eat, I can have 2 or 3 meals during this time. And then 8 se leke next दिन 1 बजे तक don't eat anything. And believe me, your mind, it's this all thing is that that you have to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner does not, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ये सब ब्रेकफास्ट कंपनीज ने आपको बोला है कि आपको ब्रेकफास्ट करना जरूरी है. You can easily skip breakfast and directly go to your lunch, and that gives a chance to your body to regenerate.
You have totally smashed my dreams. I mean, the only thing which I dream of like while waking up is like this breakfast on the other end.
So breakfast can come at 1 p.m. Nobody is telling you don't have breakfast. The idea is that don't have it in that window. मतलब 1 बजे खा लो, you can have breakfast at 1 p.m. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. The point is that give your body 16, you don't start with 16, start with 12 hours and then increase it to 16 hours. So 16 hours is the best optimum time to do this fasting. And this gives you extreme energy. The third hack is when I said reduce the number of decisions you take. So just think about it, right? कभी-कभी हम लोग सब लोग ये जो सुन रहे हैं, आप ऑफिस जा रहे होते हो, अभी तो सब लोग लॉकडाउन में, सब जो आप ऑफिस जा रहे होते हो, तो ऑफिस जाते वक्त आप कितने डिसीजन लेते हो? अभी क्या कपड़े पहने, क्या खाएं, किससे फोन पे बात करें? Every time you take a decision, it depletes your willpower. And by the time the day is ending, your willpower is the lowest, which is why दिन सुबह सब लोग डाइट कर सकते हैं, पर रात भर आते आते लोग बोलते हैं चलो छोले भटूरे खा लेते हैं या कोई मिठाई खा लेते हैं. Because willpower depletes, because it's a muscle. Every time you're taking a decision, it depletes your willpower. So now the way to hack it is consciously say मैं decision कम करूंगा. And उसका एक दूसरा वे ये है, जैसे ब्रेकफास्ट लंच में आपको क्या खाना है, 1 हफ्ते पहले ही डिसाइड कर लो कि मंडे को ये खाना है, ट्यूसडे को ये खाना है, वेडनेसडे को ये खाना है. तो आपको डिसाइड नहीं करना है कि कोई मेन्यू देता है ऑफिस में आके भी बताओ क्या खाओगे आप.
What about last minute cravings? Like suddenly you want to have something else. What about that? The last minute craving.
Decide in advance that if I have craving, these are the 3 things I'm going to eat. Decide it in advance. Basically, the point is do not
brain into thinking that these were your options, and then by default it picks from those.
Exactly. So what happens is you are reducing what is called cognitive load on your brain, and there's a lot of science behind it. So if you reduce cognitive load, think about it. Your brain is a computer. आप उसको बार बार प्रोसेसिंग करा रहे हो कि भैया क्या समोसे में खाऊं, क्या टॉपिंग्स लूं, स्टारबक्स कॉफी के अंदर क्या क्या चीजें डालें हम. your brain is also a computer. It is getting overloaded. And by the time it's evening, it's blasting out because, you have overloaded it with decision making.
So this is how GOQii helps everyone?
This is our philosophy. So again, GOQii is a lifestyle platform. We call ourselves a preventive lifestyle platform because what is preventive healthcare? Preventive healthcare is where what your medicine is. Food is your medicine. If you consider, now imagine आपको गोलियां खानी है लाइफ भर कि आपको अच्छा खाना खाना है, which becomes your medicine. So if you just eat the right food, eat it in the right balance. Of course, you can indulge, you can eat chocolates and cakes, but again, the point is balance. And then if you complement it with the right amount of physical activity, however, the most important part of physical well-being, by the way, is sleep. If your sleep is affected, nothing else is going to work. So people listening out here, we all talk about mental health and all of that. The first indication of poor mental health is bad sleep. If you are not getting more than 5 to 6 hours of sleep right now, you have a mental health problem. Of course, the variation may differ.
Yeah, but with the kind of lifestyle that we have, the kind of jobs that we have, sometimes it does become difficult to, get that kind of sleep. Our job
But why? The simple thing is sleep is the most natural thing anybody can do. And there are again ways to hack sleep. For example, your phone is constantly telling you, give me attention. Every time you get a notification, it's asking for your attention and it's all useless attention. Today, WhatsApp is a bigger virus than coronavirus. So the point is, after 9 p.m., put it on airplane mode or switch off all notifications and keep your phone at least 5 meters away from you. Social distancing अपने phone से करना भी जरूरी है. अपने phone से social distancing कीजिए हर रात को 8-9 बजे या 10 बजे के बाद. That is important. Second thing is don't have caffeine in the evening. Okay. Avoid having 5 baje ke baad zyada chai, coffee because it stimulates, caffeine is not
that
good.
That is a full Indian nest, 7 o'clock tea with some snacks. I mean, that is very common.
That's common. So, of course, it is going to affect your sleep.
That's
right? So you
lifestyle change.
That's the thing. So just consciously don't have after 4 baje, don't have tea or coffee. There are other options. You can have decaf coffee, but I'm just saying you can very easily do that. The third thing is, and this is again a very interesting hack. We all talk about meditation. Meditation is सब लोग meditate करो. पर उसका भी मेरे पास एक hack है. So I am a tech geek gamer, right? So we only know how to hack things. So one hack is, and please Google this, write it down. It's called binaural beats. Have you heard of binaural beats? So binaural beats are on any music platform, YouTube, Savan, Spotify. This is the kind of music which is programmed with different frequencies. And when you put it on a headphone and you listen to it for 20 minutes, it gives you the same effect what you would have of meditation. And there are binaural beats designed to help you sleep. So you can actually listen to this for 20 minutes and your brain will get triggered that, bhaiya abhi so jao. So this is very, very effective binaural beats. Similarly, there is something called ASMR. ASMR music is also very, very effective for sleep. So you can do all these techniques and train your body to go to sleep at the right time.
Actually, this will be very helpful because so many people right now are complaining about bad sleep cycle in quarantine. They're like, oh, our sleep cycle is bad. We can't sleep on time. We can't wake up on time. So I think this will come in very handy.
Absolutely. So that's what I said. So binaural beats and ASMR music are two very, very important ways anybody can just use a simple music to help you sleep. So there are a lot of different ways you can do it. And that's what I said, right? I think the mind is so much more powerful than the body. Yeah. And right now, like I said, the bigger impact of COVID is not on the body, it's on the mind. And minds of not just us. My heart goes out to our healthcare workers and our frontline people because they are in the front line. They are having so many anxieties. They are having so many things. They can't go back to their families. So I'm just saying that right now, for every one of them, whichever God you pray, it's a thing which will calm you down, because for that 10 minutes you are not thinking about what is coming on Twitter or what is coming on somewhere else. Similarly, I think this is also a time, do not indulge in any kind of junk. And when I say any kind of junk, I'm talking about junk food and junk content. Because junk food is what you are feeding your stomach, and junk content is what you're feeding your mind.
Shall you cancelled my quarantine, man? That's all my quarantine has all been about, like junk food and junk content.
Exactly.
That's couch, junk food, junk content.
So if you are consuming junk food and junk content, the result of that is going to not be that great. But it's very easy to move away from junk food and junk content. For example, there are so many TED videos, there are documentary shows on every platform. So the idea you have to ask is, when you look at a piece of content, is did you learn something new? Because like I said, your brain, if you learn something new, what happens is new neurons are created in your brain. That's actually good. And one of the good ways to create new neurons is to learn a new language, actually. That is the best way. People say, how can you keep your brain young? Is to constantly learn. That is the way to keep your brain young. And once again, the best way to learn is to learn a new language. And right now, there are apps like Duolingo, which is a game which you can play to learn so many languages.
Yeah, I had tried learning Spanish from there. I know about that app. Also, Vishal, you were talking about meditation. So I was thinking, you must be a champ at doing that for such a long time, and then letting it go as well. So I was thinking, you and I should have a face-off. I should know my reality. Like, how bad am I at it? And I should know how good you're at it. So wanna start? We can time each other, how much time we can take that breath in for while saying Om. Why don't you go first? But I'll just follow suit.
I think instead of saying Om, there is a better suggestion, better idea which I have for you, which what we can do is the deal is you have to hold your breath. And hold your breath, and I will hold it, and then you count, and you give me a countdown, and then when I give up, then I will give you a countdown and you hold. So that's easy. You don't need to say anything, right? Because this becomes even more easier. And if people who can, because this, by the way, makes your lungs stronger. So let's do the holding. So let me start. Let's try and target 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay.
I was thinking 2 seconds will be too much for me. All right. No, let's see how longer you can.
Let's start with 60 seconds. Okay.
So you go first.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay. And I have a timer in 3 seconds gone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. My gosh. Okay, 36, 37, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. I lost you. I lost the video. Are you there? Oh my gosh. But you managed a minute and 5 and minute and 10 seconds, something like that. My gosh. And that was very easy. Okay. So I'm starting at 3:20, like 6 seconds to go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 45, not bad for the first attempt.
Oh gosh, it's not easy. Like
No,
you take the breath so granted, and when you hold it, you know how important it is. We should work for every breath that we take in.
no, and like I said, this is how you exercise your lungs. And everybody out there, this is a very good, anybody can do it anywhere they are. Just hold your breath and count. How long can you do it, and keep improving it every day.
Apart from fitness, GOQii is right now very actively helping even COVID-19 fighters, right? You're doing something for them as well. What is it?
So right now we are running this thing called Health Quiz Corona. So you can download our app and take a health quiz. This is all around good health. And when you do this quiz, you get karma points and you donate points. And we have partnered with Bajaj Allianz. They are donating food and all these things to the migrant workers. We are donating masks. So all you have to do is download the GOQii app and just take a quiz and learn. Like I said, learn. That is food for your brain. The way you improve your brain or make it better is by learning. And that's what you do, learn and donate.
That is amazing. So GOQii is basically an overall helper in every situation. They're helping with your lifestyle, and right now they're helping so many people who are affected by it. And well, that is exactly the initiative is all about as well. 100 hours, 100 stars to help generate donations for PM Cares Fund, which will help in such distress situations later on. And 100 hours, 100 stars is the longest tribute.
In fact, one of the other very interesting things I want to tell you about why donation is very important for people.
Yes.
So I'll just go to a little bit of a science. So human brain has these 5 chemicals. One is called dopamine.
Yes.
Other is called endorphins.
Yeah.
Third is oxytocin, and the fourth is called serotonin. And there is a fifth one, which is the bad chemical, which is cortisol.
Oh, cortisol.
So how do you get dopamine? Dopamine is when you do something and you get a...
That's happy one, right?
For example, the worst use of dopamine is Facebook. So when you get a like, it gives you a dopamine. Or when you get a notification, that is giving you dopamine, and then you are seeking for more and more and more.
Yes.
So it's actually kind of a good or a bad chemical, but a lot of people exploit dopamine addiction. The second is endorphins, which is again very good. Endorphins happen when you do physical activity.
Yes.
When you exercise. And endorphins are also very feel good, when it feels really good after exercising.
Yes.
The third is oxytocin. So oxytocin is actually one of the primary ingredients of a lot of the antidepressants. And oxytocin is when you love somebody and respect somebody, like your parents, teachers, brothers, friends. So this is when you do something together as a group. That gives you oxytocin. So think about a team which wins a match. Even the coach is happy, and all the people supporting it are also feeling so happy.
Yes.
You've not done anything. You're watching it on TV, and Indian cricket team won, and you're all happy because that is oxytocin. And oxytocin is possibly, and which is why it is important to celebrate good things and become part of organizations and groups, because you get the whole group's goodness into you. So when we support your initiative, we are all getting oxytocin. However, the strongest drug of all is serotonin. And serotonin is actually what even Bill Gates is addicted on. It's the drug of donation. So when you do something good for somebody else, now anything for yourself in return, that is what gives you serotonin. And serotonin is the ultimate drug, ultimate high. The only way to get it is to give, and give. And the good thing is, even if you witness somebody doing something good, you feel good about it. That's why, when you see these videos where somebody is doing a good deed, you suddenly
feel so good about watching those videos, and just on commenting, we feel so good. Yes.
It is also secreting serotonin in people. So the act of viewing an act of kindness also generates serotonin. Can you believe that? So
we're taking second-hand serotonin then. We're not doing it ourselves, but we're just taking in second hand.
Exactly. So serotonin, first hand is when you do it yourself, and this time with your opportunity, with your initiative and the initiative here, people can donate serotonin. And also all the other people doing it, and that will give you a collective. And serotonin and oxytocin are, by the way, the 2 key ingredients in antidepressants. So they're trying to give this to you artificially while you can get this by becoming kinder, by becoming part of, volunteer organizations. And the worst chemical is cortisol. Cortisol is when you secrete when you are in danger. It is the fight or flight hormone. It was basically there, when you were under danger or attack. And when you get cortisol, what happens is your body tells कि मैं attack में हूँ, सब कुछ store करो. So fat store कर लो, सब कुछ store कर लो, and so that is when your body gets into the cortisol mode. It stores everything. So even if you're exercising and doing everything.
Oh, it's not panda bears, sorry. Polar bears must have it, right? When they go in hibernation and when they put in a lot of everything then.
So cortisol actually is the enemy. So what you want to do is get the other 4 chemicals somehow in your body every day and make sure you do not get into the cortisol mode. So I know it's too much of science for too many people, but I was just trying to tell that hey, when you say, donation karo acha hai, actually there is a scientific truth behind it.
Yes, and how to get that serotonin, just click on the link below or scan the QR code and the window will open, fill in your details and the amount you want to contribute to PM Cares Fund and feel better after that donation because you're helping your nation, you're helping so many out there who are helping you. So you've been cooking a lot, we've been following you on social media and we see that you're putting in a lot of effort in the kitchen as well. So I wanted to play this game with you where you have to guess the dish by the description I will give you of it. So are you ready for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me just open it where I had saved it. Okay. So tell me this food which is very common in Indian households and it's a fairy tale food which almost got Goldilocks killed. What is it?
Fairy tale food which almost got Goldilocks.
Skill. Remember Goldilocks and the 3 bears and she had gone and she ate something? Or was it?
Porridge.
Yes, it's porridge. Yes, it's porridge. Okay, not bad. Second one. So this is something which girls are teased about a lot, that they love it too much. Crispy and hollow spheres of pastry filled with chickpeas, chilies, boiled potato and some spiced water.
Pani Puri.
Yes, it's Pani Puri. My God.
I just had it yesterday.
Really? Where are you having it? Did you make it?
No, luckily we are getting a lot of things delivered.
Oh, yes, that's happening. All right. Third one, a common dish at home, roasted and mashed aubergines with tomatoes, chilies, onions.
Bangan ka bharta.
Yes, bangan ka bharta. I thought you would have given up on such food because you're such a healthy person and...
Bharta is very healthy.
You're not cooking it with a lot of oil then?
It depends on what oil, right? It depends on, there are certain oils which are good oils. So, don't use any of these, peanut oil, coconut oil is a very good medium to cook all these things.
Really? I thought it was not considered very good for heart. Is it?
Coconut oil, ghee are 2 very good fats. I would highly recommend people to seriously look at these.
My last one, cottage cheese dumplings dipped in sugar syrup.
And Rasgulla, cottage cheese dumplings. Huh?
Yes. This is a fancy way of, selling our own dishes to them. And before you leave, I have to ask, okay, when I was reading that you had the video game company, you sold it for, I'm sorry, this is available on Wikipedia. I didn't have to research a lot for that one. 100 million deal? How much is that money?
Nothing. Listen, what is the use of all the money, right? The point is that, like I said, money is of no use.
Person, what is the use of all this money?
The use of all this money is to make sure we are able to help the world become even better, which is why I invested a lot of that into making GOQii. And now with GOQii, our mission is to make 130 crore Indians healthy, which we are, and then hopefully extend this to other parts of the world. And I think, like I said, we have the magic formula of making everybody healthy. And the magic formula is you. That's it. You have to make the effort and fix the 5 things I talked about, which is sleep, nutrition, activity, cognition. Feed your brain, not junk, but good food. And finally, it's about happiness. And happiness comes when you do things for others. Yes. So these are the 5 things.
If people can serotonin then, right? Vishal's getting a lot of serotonin. My last question to you, what is the first thing you're going to do once the lockdown is lifted?
Once the lockdown is lifted, I want to go and run on Marine Drive. That's one of my favorite places to go for a run. I love the energy out there. And if you are in Mumbai, I think, and in Delhi, I love running near the India Gate. But I think in Mumbai, the energy at Marine Drive when you're running next to the whole Queen's Necklace
But it's so
and the
amazing.
people.
I can imagine the running must be an amazing feeling. All right. I really do hope that very soon you get to run next to Marine Drive. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Take care.